Hey, so I decided to actually film this video after a conversation I had with another Israeli actually affiliate about what I call the Big Creatives Misconception. So the thing is that people talk about how either the ad platform has ad fatigue, you hear things like TikTok or Facebook, they're burning through creatives very fast, and it is true to some extent, but I feel like people are also pushing it into believing something that's not true, or at least not actually realizing what the actual issue is. The other thing that you might hear is that on ad platforms like Facebook, Google, TikTok, my campaign is running really good for like 2, 3, 4 days, and then it stops performing. I get zero conversions, or I'm getting some conversions, but I'm not getting the CPA that I got initially. Here's the thing, if you go into those campaigns, or if you ask that person and that person would answer honestly, they would tell you that they're opening up the campaign in an unproportionate way or budget to the CPA or the cost to consumer. Meaning, for example, an affiliate gets $150 CPA and he opens up the campaign at 100, 200, sometimes even 300 bucks. That's not enough for the algorithm to optimize. That's not enough conversions to really feed the algorithm. It's not gonna work. So what happens usually is that the first 2, 3, 4 days, the system is trying to learn. So it goes on an expedited learning phase. It basically fires missiles all over the place, and usually, sometimes it's gonna generate some conversions. Usually, it's gonna be like a very low budget. And the reason why people are doing it is one, because they're scared on opening up a campaign at a bigger budget, and two, they want to see if there's like a proven concept, just like to see if they're getting conversions at all, and three, they're just they just learned that when they scale aggressively, the campaign loses momentum, so that basically they learned that on small budgets it converts good. If you also go and ask those people what's going on with the lower payout campaigns, for example lead gen, where they're getting 20, 30, $40 per lead, they'll tell you, oh, those campaigns are stable. And the reason why is that because when you have a lower payout or a higher conversion rate, you get more conversions. So you feed the algorithm. The algorithm needs every day at least 7 to 12 conversions. If the ad platform basically is anything else than Facebook, honestly, then you need more conversions. This is just how it's gonna work. So what happens is that the algorithm is desperately trying to get conversions. So if you give it, like, for example, 200 bucks per day or 100 bucks, when the cost to consumer of that product is like 100 bucks or 200 bucks, what's gonna happen is that even if you get conversions for 50 bucks, the algorithm is gonna think that it's not driving enough conversions, or that the CPA is too high, that the actual CPA that you're looking for is way lower, and it's underperforming, or not even close to the CPA that you need to get for that specific product, because the algorithm doesn't know how much you're selling the product to or for, and even if you pass values back to the campaign, or you're using a system like Shopify that automatically does it, usually those stuff like value doesn't really add up to what the algorithm looks at. The value is there for mainly two reasons. 80% is for reporting, and 20% is for campaigns that usually people don't use, like optimize per ROAS and stuff like that, which would be great for anyone that has a store with lots of SKUs, lots of different products, and lots of different cart combinations, AOV combinations. Anyway, going back to what we said, what usually happens is that someone opens up a campaign like that, 100, 200, the system optimizes, it thinks that the actual CPA is way lower, or needs to be way lower, the target CPA, and then what happens is It goes on different placements, different age groups, different genders, different geographic locations, because it's trying to find the right audience. Basically, the algorithm thinks that it's failing. So my recommendation is either open up a campaign at a bigger budget or open up a campaign with a bigger budget and a bid cap. Okay? How big? This is the question. There are lots of people there that think that it needs to be 5x, 3x, and then the question is, are we talking about CPA, payout? Are we talking about the cost to consumer? Another big mistake that people are doing, even if they're doing the 3 to 7, 3 to 5x on the price, is that they are doing it according to the target CPA, what they actually want to be to pay. So basically, for example, if their payout is 150, they want the CPA to be like 80, 100, or 110, which is never going to happen throughout a longer period of time unless it's an amazing offer or an uncompliant offer, which you don't really want to run. So basically what happens is that they're doing, for example, 3x on 85 bucks CPA or something like that. So basically you want to take the cost to consumer multiplied by 3 to x. 3 is playing a very risky game. If you can do something like 5, 6, 7, that's better. Again, I know that there are lots of methods out there, like the nuke method and stuff like that. Everything that consists of like lots of small ad groups, small ad sets with a lower budget. It seems to work for some people, and that's great. And for some offers, I don't think that if you're talking about sustainability with like how stable a campaign could be, you want to open it up with a realistic budget, and bid capping seems like the way that it's working right now on Facebook. But again, the budget has to be with a ratio to that, unless you just want to work extremely hard and basically not take advantage and use of the system. One of the biggest things that would prove it, except from the fact that we're talking about math and mathematically it doesn't make sense that the algorithm would have enough information, is when you run on platforms like TikTok. So for example, if you run a cost cap campaign on TikTok, and let's say that the cost cap that you're giving, the bid that you're gonna give inside TikTok is $100, and the budget that you're gonna give is $80 or $100, the system is gonna tell you, listen, there is an error because it doesn't make sense. I don't even have enough budget for one conversion a day according to the target conversion or target CPA that you just gave me. Again, you can start or keep pumping creatives into your campaigns, and that would work if that's working for you, and then basically rebuild the whole campaign every 3 days. If that's working for you better on average, then that's amazing. But in general, if you want to run like a sustainable campaign that actually uses the secret sauce, which is the algorithm, the pixel on Facebook, Google's data, then you basically want to run at a bigger budget and get out of that misconception. I personally have creatives that have been running for 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Even if I get ad fatigue on Facebook, it's still converting. So at the end of the day, if a campaign is dialed into a certain CPA and the algorithm favors that, and you've given the campaign enough conversions, then it's gonna run smoothly. Another small misconception when it comes to the algorithm is that if you have a warm pixel, then you don't need that much conversions per day. I mean, I'm gonna kind of like segment Facebook out of this. This isn't the case with other platforms. With other platforms, when you open up a campaign, it starts completely fresh. With Facebook, yes, it does use some of it, but that's not enough for you to open up a campaign with a lower budget. If you already have a campaign that is kind of like exploring creatives, make sure that when you open up the new campaign with the winning creatives, you open it up with a big budget. Thank you so much for watching this. Don't forget to like and subscribe.